Naples, South Florida. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Miami Dolphins. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. From the 6. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. They start the drive with Smallwood. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here we go.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Hurts sets up to throw it. And his throw here's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead is knocked harmlessly to the turf.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Hurts. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Yards on the punt with no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll start this drive out on the... And right away, he lost the football. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. He's going to have to shake out the cobwebs first time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? And right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. Got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that. I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. Down inside the 10. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such. Tua to try again on 2nd down.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. The Dolphins are 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early, but they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation. But instead, they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost and then a little bit more.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. Shifts by him. 31 yards on the punt there. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, if there is a certainty in this game, we know that wherever he goes, he's going to draw a big-time crowd.
Throws into double coverage there, and look, that's something that he's going to have to deal with a lot in this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that one where it just fell incomplete, but they're going to count on him to uncover latent routes and make some difficult catches.
Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. And they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. On play action, here's Tua.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted.
And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Hurts to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Throwing is Hurts. This will be caught by Brown. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first. No score after 1 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. A dump off to Smallwood. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
On 2nd down, Smallwood. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Well, CD, you know he's got great options at wide receiver, tight end, but there he looks to the backfield, and it results in a touchdown.
I love how you laid that out. So many options. You maybe forget about some of the ones that you should be covering. And they made them pay with that one, didn't they? You forget about the guys in the backfield, they're eligible too.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Head the street! Head the street! 79 Broncos!
First down, a run with Smallwood. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Now on 2nd and 13. Hurts. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Looking to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Here we go.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That'll be caught by Eric Ezukama. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Third and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 66 yards. And the Dolphins have got it back to within a score. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Tua. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Looking to pass. Tua. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Dolphins have moved out in front. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This one fielded at the 5. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over. Oh, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And Brandon, how often do your offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, punt, PAT, or a field goal? In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if I kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often, I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Flush to his right. He's going deep for Brown. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Ready.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll look to throw again. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 20-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Ready.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Eluding the pressure right. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And the Eagles are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. They'll run with Smallwood. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
2nd down and goal. Hurts on the move to his left. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
The Miami defense trying to keep him out. They haven't let him in yet. Can they hold again here on 3rd and goal? They'll look to throw here. Touchdown! A.J. Brown, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That's going to be caught by Waddle. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 23 yards the pickup there.
Ready. Hey, check Mega. Ready.
On first down, though, and he loses the football a 2nd time. But I think a Dolphin was able to fall on it. Yes, they'll keep possession here. On 2nd and 9, Tua. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit into football.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. Then we'll see these two teams go to their lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This taken in at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
and they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. From the gun, it's Tua. On the right side, open is Gesicki. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Being chased, and he can't get rid of it. he's taken down. That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. They run over center with Smallwood. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter. No time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Hurts. It's caught. Smith. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. And great starting position to begin the drive, and now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Hurts sets up to throw it. Goes right back to Smith again. Touchdown, Eagles. Devontae Smith, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Eagles have retaken a third-quarter lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
Caught that look from me there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On play action, here's Tua. And this one too low.
And next time, Brandon, I think you might want to consider running it because those defensive backs, they were plastered to the receivers, and they weren't letting up as that play went on.
Third quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10. Tua going to throw. Open man is Waddle, complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Hands it off out of the gun. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Meanwhile, Tua's throws taken in by Waddle. And he has another 1st down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 19. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
They'll get this one to Ezekama. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Here's Tua. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here this 3rd quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be returned from deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Hurts throw there taken in by Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. This one complete to Smallwood. Finding room at midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Throwing is Hurts. He finds his tight end Goddard. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
He's going deep for Brown. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big play there for Philly. And even 40 yards. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Again, the Smallwood out of the gun. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try again. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. His first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Eagles answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. Elliott good with a PAT, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead. And Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked up by Kaiser White. And the Eagles are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Hurts and the Eagles come up here first and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They run the counter. Smallwood. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Again, it's Smallwood. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 2 straight runs of 5 yards, first and 10. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to take it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Up the middle, it's Smallwood. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to swell the lead to 6. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big, happy grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone. To his throw, caught by Ezukama. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner. We'll watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself,
but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this one is incomplete.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Ready, set.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Pressure.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 23 yards to pick up there.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
He'll buy some time right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Pretty good first down play. Keeps them ahead of schedule, as they say.
And ostensibly, they could go right back to it because there are multiple options on this play. Hand it inside, quarterback tucks it and keeps it, quarterback throws the ball downfield. You should be able to react.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I'm going to keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get...
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. So that, Charles, obviously just a game changer here this 4th quarter, and they're an extra point away from stealing the lead.
And stealing is the absolute right word for it, because that'll work up your sideline, won't it, partner?
Well, there's still time remaining, but boy, I mean, you think about it, even from an offense with a lead in the ball, trying to salt things away to a completely different scenario after the return for a score. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From the 6. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a 1-point game. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read a receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by Xavier Howard, and the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Here we go. Hey, close here.
That one looks like he'll throw here. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Tua. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
There's a reason the number 4 was flashing through my mind when he let that one go. 3 touchdowns already in his back pocket. The deep ball's been a great weapon for him in this one. Unfortunately, empty on that attempt.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw is Tua. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
And that touchdown puts him up 7. But now's when the fun begins, partner, because if you're going to kick the extra point, it's still a one-possession game. Go for 2, you might put it out of reach.
Yeah, a little decision to be made. Extra point and good by Sanders. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like that, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's throwing it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. He'll look to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well.
And he gets in just in the nick of time, so they get the touchdown they need. Now they need a 2-point conversion to tie it.
We'll break down the touchdown later. It's 2-point conversion time. Go to your script, pick your play, and go for it.
Hurts will throw. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Everything was riding on that 2-point conversion, and they got it.
They got it. They now have the momentum. Time really dwindling in this game. Now their big deal is make sure they get a good kickoff and don't give up anything big on the defensive end.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Yeah, Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Incomplete pass there is probably the best scenario going, because if he catches the football, clock's probably going to run out in that situation.
Tagovailoa. He's got it complete to Waddle, and he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, so it's the Eagles who will get the first chance to go down and find a winner as they'll get it here, and we are back underway. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
Now a first throw here in overtime. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact to complete it.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Steps away to his left. Oh, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Keon Crossen. And the Dolphins are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. Boy, that's a tough one right there, CD. They fought back to tie it, to send it to overtime, had all the momentum, and then that interception.
That fighting spirit, those fighting plays that got them back into it, maybe a little too aggressive there, throwing the interception, and now they've opened the door to get beat by a field goal coming back the other way.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's second down. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it, because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses, because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now Tua. They'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 18. That one goes for 24 yards. part of the reason we're in overtime, all the interceptions he's thrown in this game, and that was a good throw right there.
Hey, he's really not daunted, is he, partner? I mean, it's been interception palooza for him, and he's still pushing it downfield, trying to make a play, and he was successful on that throw.
And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Dolphins, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be